documentary. Successful, always been successful.
He was an interesting guy. All he liked to do was get drunk and play golf and get drunk and play pool.
He was like a modern day. What was the guy name again? W.C. Fields.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know the story about the house that he had built to look like a UFO?
Who?
Jackie Gleason.
Are you serious?
Jackie Gleason was friends with Nixon. And Jackie Gleason and Nixon, legend has, they were drinking one night, and Nixon says, "You want to see a UFO?" And he takes Jackie Gleason to some hangar where they have a crashed UFO, and he shows it to him.
It shows
and
him
so
the alien too?
Jackie Gleason gets a fucking house built in the shape of a UFO. It's in New York State. And it was for sale at one point in time. I can't believe I didn't know it was for sale until somebody bought it.
So you believe in UFOs? You believe that the government's hiding stuff from us?
I don't disbelieve. I don't disbelieve, but I don't believe.
Listen,
I think it's possible.
Can I give you my opinion?
Yes, please.
You know what I saw? Pick it up.
Look at that house, though. That's his fucking house. He had his house made like the inside of a flying saucer. Like it was a big circular house in the woods in New York State. It looks dope.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a wild-looking house. And that was Jackie Gleason. I mean, he could, any fucking house he wanted, he could get. And he decided to make this.
Yeah.
And he said it was because that's what he saw when he went to visit Nixon, or so the legend has it.
That's trippy as shit, the house is.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that I don't believe the universe just chose us to be the only one.
Yeah.
Look at these guys, they're so special, they're going to be the only one in existence.
You know what,
and nobody in trillions of miles away going to be existing with them. Trillions of miles. I mean, from the end of time, there's nobody's going to ever exist but us. We're going to handle all this space by ourselves. You believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
So 10 million miles of space.
What up, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee. Tapping back in with another one, guys. How's everyone doing out there? Take that quick moment, guys. Do me that solid. Hit them buttons. Hit the like, the sub. All that, but fuck the delays. Let's jump right into this. This is an interesting piece of content right here. This is very, I'm intrigued by this, guys. Now, I always tell y'all Jay Coffee Talk blogs on everything. Music, news, sports, current events, life, and much, much more. And apologies, guys, as I keep saying all the time, I've kind of gotten away from that much, much more. You know, like, I'm a busy guy, got a lot going on, and, you know, trying to keep up on a daily grind with what I got going on and what the blogosphere has going on. It can be a bit much. It is what it is. But anyways, man, here we are. This is like, comment, guys, if you're very intrigued by this kind of stuff. I was just saying the other day, I know Mr. Diddy, big shout out to my bro, Mr. Diddy, making all those graphics for the homie, for the bro. I appreciate that, bro. Real talk. But I had somewhere along the line brought up UFOs, extraterrestrials, the X-Files, so to speak. And I was like, man, like, let's do a live stream about this kind of stuff. Are y'all with it? You know what I mean? Are y'all down for the crown? Will y'all tap in with me? Can we get a good conversation going? You know what I'm saying? Record a nice live, a nice podcast, and talk about this ish. And real quick, before we carry on, guys, hit the comments and let me know if you believe in aliens or extraterrestrial life forms. If you do, you don't. Comment if you want to elaborate a little more, please do so. And if you're new to this channel, again, like I said at the beginning, subscribe. But the very important part of this channel is the comments. We coffee talk it up. If you can't tell by the name, I need your guys' input. That's what it's all about over here. In these live streams that I discuss, you can call right in, boom, and we're talking about it all. But I'm very intrigued by the extraterrestrials. We saw a lot of stuff going on recently. Dude from Blink 182 has this whole group or organization set up where he's tracking the aliens, right? I believe he played some part in that video coming out that I reportedly was taken from a U.S. military aircraft that saw UFOs. And, a lot of people think different ways. Some people believe aliens don't exist. It's false. Fluck out of here. Some people believe, yeah, I think they're real, but they don't trust the government, the powers that be. There's a lot of people, and comment if you guys have heard this theory before, that truly believe that the powers that be, as they try to push some kind of AEGENDA out to the people, and more or less want everyone to abide by what they're trying to push out to everyone, to like that they'll basically use fear-mongering tactics and stage some kind of fake events, and that will cause everyone to abide by that, follow the procedures, etc., etc. But comment where you fall in that whole layout that I just laid down for y'all. And if you don't fall into any of those three categories or scenarios that I just laid out, and it's something else, check the other box and fill me in on what you believe in. But anyways, you hear this. This is so interesting, man. Joe Rogan and Mike Tyson chopping it up on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast. I fuck with it, man. He's got a better dude rocking with him now. That other dude, Evan Britton. I'm sorry, Evan, if you were to ever hear this. I don't mean to break your heart, but you just don't have the voice, the temperament, or anything to be on a podcast. Like you tried, but you're just not podcast material. And I think Mike realized that as well. As canned Joe ass. But they got a new guy on there, and Joe Rogan's on here. They talked about a lot of stuff, guys, about him possibly getting canceled, what that was all about, all kinds of other stuff, and we may cover more of it on this channel. But they're talking about Jackie Gleason, a huge actor. He died in, 87 at 71 years old. I didn't even realize that was him and Smokey and the Bandit. And for some of the older crowd out there, I might sound dumb to you guys. I didn't know that. Obviously, I know Gleason is huge in the acting world. He's huge in the comedy game. But also, you see, he's huge in the extraterrestrial type-ish. He believed in aliens wholeheartedly. You see, he truly built this house that was called the mothership to represent a UFO. And man, this, you heard Joe Rogan talking about, he was pissed. He didn't hear about this until it was already sold. So it went up for sale and was sold back in 2018. I think it's in Westchester County, New York. In the middle of the woods. The price was $12 million. Now, aside from looking like a UFO and just, even if you don't believe in that stuff, that's a cool looking house. Like, comment, guys, is that not maybe the dopest house you ever seen in your life? It was sitting on 8.5 acres, or just under 8.5 acres, 7,450 square feet, 4 bathrooms, and then also 2 half bathrooms. It had a dope ass guest house. It had some other kind of house or annex or something sitting on the property. And listen to this. This is crazy to me. When you see, damn, someone sold this property for $12 million. That's how you know you're filthy rich. Guys, can we take a quick second before we carry on and get back to the UFO-ish? You know you're ridiculously rich if you just got money to burn to the point where you start believing in aliens and you get this vision in your head. You know what I mean? It's not like you're just running out and buying this amazing house and spending millions on it. You're like, no, I want to build a house in the middle of the woods in rural New York, and I want it to represent a UFO. You heard what they were talking about, even inside, and you guys see the pictures. This house is amazing. It's beautiful, but it's oddly shaped. I guess the square footage is deceiving because it ain't square shaped or whatever. I don't know. It's not typically shaped like your typical house. I don't know. Whenever people ask, what's the square footage of this or that? I'm like, yo, B, I live in, majority of my life, I live in houses that were converted into 5 apartments and if you stick your arm out the window, you're touching the house next door. You feel me? So I don't know. But for those who are all into that square footage ish, you watch House Hunters and all that, let me know if that kind of square footage wets your whistle, blows your mind, like, yo, you're like, that's a brolic ass crib. But I guess based on, you know, some ish that I was checking into, is a bitch to buy the house because things are shaped weird, and if you want to fix stuff and do a custom, like everything's a custom job, I guess, because it's shaped all funny. But real talk, guys, comment, isn't it look super dope inside? Like the woodwork, all that, I love it. But yeah, getting back to the whole will talk, this is interesting. So his estate was left to his third wife and his 2 daughters from his first marriage. I don't know off the rip. I didn't really look into it how many kids he has, but he had 3 wives, and his 2 kids from his first wife and his third wife own the estate. So they are eating, getting paid right. Could you imagine that? Like the 2 kids from the first wife, you know, they got the plug, but the Ma Dukes doesn't. You know, what do y'all think? Was she like, yo, break me off or something? Like, but the third wife gets plugged in. That's interesting. But fuck all this, I'm getting off track. Gleason was heavily into this stuff, and you heard Joe Rogan. You know, he's heavily into the alien stuff. When he passed away, I guess he had all kinds of literature. He had a whole vault somewhere in the mothership dedicated to just extraterrestrial stuff. You know, like he really, really believed in this stuff. He loved reading about it. He loved talking about it. And when he died, they donated all those files, all those books, everything to the U in Miami. But again, like Rogan was saying, in you know, this I guess is considered an urban legend. And the way that this broke out to the public, to the people, it was printed in the National Enquirer. So now there might be a lot of people that maybe did sit through this video and they go, oh, coffee, or if it's your first time ever here, they're like, this stupid voiceover, wannabe voiceover artist guy got me all intrigued, and this is based off some BS and the National Enquirer. Well, wait, hold your horses, calm down. You know what I mean? Slow down, B. Gleason was well aware of this article. And the article was based on his wife, or was supposed to be written by his wife, saying that Gleason came back from partying with President Nixon, which you guys see the other pictures and stuff. Him and Nixon were tight. You know what I'm saying? They were like this. Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing the like this thing where you wrap your middle finger around your pointer or index finger, however you want to refer to it. They were tight. They were homies. They were bros. You see them. They went golfing together. They tapped in with each other on a regular. You know what I mean? If this was Instagram currently, right? If this was if back then was now, and social media was around, you know how on like Instagram, if you're really that dude, you don't follow anyone, maybe 1 or 2 people. Nixon would follow Jackie Gleason, and vice versa. That's how real their bond and their friendship was. But the article stated that he came back partying, drinking with Nixon back in 73, and said, yo, I went to some spot in Homestead, Florida, which is like way out, almost, I think, on the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe I'm wrong. And supposedly he went to some kind of spot where they had like embalmed aliens. And then he took him to see this crashed UFO that they had in some kind of top secret hangar. And I guess he already had an interest in this stuff a little bit. Like he was curious about UFOs and everything. But after this happened, he was obsessed to the fullest and had to build that house. Now, something else interesting about this is, again, they were well aware of this article. The whole world was. I know it's only the National Enquirer, but word spread. People read this, you know what I mean? it was discussed a lot. And also comment if you've ever heard this story before, or heard about this article, the story, you heard about the UFO house, the mothership, any of it. But anyways, word circulated and spread around, and Gleason, nor his, I think that was his second wife that wrote it, that, you know, said he came back looking just pale and shocked and everything. But either way, they never confirmed or denied it. Now, as far as confirmation goes, I don't think you can confirm something like that. That's top secret material. You're not supposed to tell anyone. And they didn't deny it. So, I don't know. I thought this was rather interesting. You guys, jump in the comments. I'm going to close this thing out. If you can't tell, coffee's half in the bag. Maybe more like 3/4 in the bag. And aside from this being the end of this video, and I don't want to drag it on too long because this thing's already probably been too long, I got a lot of other content to get to. So thanks for watching. Again, let's talk. Comment. I want to know your thoughts, everything on everything discussed in this video. But aside from that, let's talk about UFOs, extraterrestrial life forms, all that. In the comments, are you interested in doing live streams on that? That's one thing that I expressed recently. I think the Lon the Don or someone that again, we try to cover a bit of everything on this channel. Again, music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. Conspiracies, true crimes, a bit of true crime, a bit of everything. But aside from that, you know, I really want to kick it with everyone on this stuff, you know. So if you're down to do the live stream, let me know. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's Coffee signing out. Again, subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.